Hi everyone, we're going to read from Roll With It by Jamie Sumner. And we are starting chapter 11, Pageants and Court Cases. And when we left off yesterday, we left off at the part where Allie was admitted to the hospital. She is recovering from pneumonia and it was very serious. She was very ill. And her mom is talking to her about moving, and we know that Allie does not want to leave her grandparents. So we'll start chapter 11, Pageants and Court Cases. Spring snuck in while I was sleeping. Daffodils and crocuses shoot up underneath the empty trees. I can see green, too, on some of the bushes outside the bedroom window. I don't think I realized just how terrible it is not to be able to move. I mean, I know, of course I know. But at least with my chair, I can get around, if not move around, if you know what I mean. I've been sitting in this bed and staring at the wood panels running up the walls for 5 days now. It's almost March, and outside the sun is showing off, but I'm stuck in here listening to the squirrels and watching reruns of the Cupcake Wars on my iPad. I can't practice for the bake-off. I can't do much of anything. But I did get Bert to text me my homework, and I'm already caught up. Mom sees me doing it and doesn't say anything. She hasn't brought up the going home again, but that doesn't mean she's changed her mind. Mom never changes her mind. Unluckily for her, I don't either. I turned onto my side to grab my stretchy bands Hutch brought over yesterday. Apparently, he's the one who found me in the gym and called the ambulance, which is so humiliating. The image of me slumped over in the chair, probably with puke on my chin. I wrap a green band under my foot and pull. All those days in the hospital ate away what little muscle I had. I look down at my legs, skinnier than ever, like scraggly tree branches, and I pull harder. My phone buzzes. Ellie, stop ignoring me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. You're my best friend. Okay, fine. I'm texting you until you text back. Text, text, text. And then she sends every emoji in the list. I turn off my phone. I haven't talked to Coralie since that day in the cafeteria. It's not that I'm mad. Okay, I am mad, but she is also right. I'm not normal. I had 8 days in the hospital and a million hours in this bed to think about it. I'm never going to be like everybody else. I'm never going to run the mile in gym. I'm never going to walk without the gait trainer. I can't even reach the fountain drinks at McDonald's. But I don't need Coralie to remind me. Dear Dad, thank you for the flowers and the card. Mom says you've been worried about me, so I'm writing to tell you I'm fine. You don't need to fly out here. I promise I'm better. I'm still stuck in bed though, so the iPads come in handy. So thank you again for that too. It sucks because I haven't been able to bake since I've been home, but Mom promises a few more days and I can get back to it. I guess I've never told you that I like to bake. Maybe next time I see you, I'll make my raisin oatmeal cookies. Mom says those used to be your favorite. I kind of like them too. Allie. Knock, knock. Hi, Mamie. I brought you one of my Sudoku books. Thought you might be bored of staring at the wall and giving your mama the silent treatment. She hands me Jumbo's Sudoku and a sharpened pencil. She's got on her gardening shoes and smells like turned up earth. I'm not giving her the silent treatment. Oh, all right, the teenage treatment then. One syllable at a time. She can't make me go home. Oh, honey. She pulls my hair back and starts to braid it in a fishtail like she used to when I was little. It feels good. Your mama just wants to do right by you. Don't I get a vote? Of course you do, love. But you've got to keep healthy, and maybe this isn't the place to do that. So you're kicking me out? I pull away from her hands and look at her. What? No, I would never kick out a member of my family unless they criticize my cooking, and you would never do such a thing. God wouldn't want you to give up on me. It's a sneaky move throwing God at her. She's not fooled. Don't you throw the good book at me, Lily Bell Cowan. God knows I am not giving up on you, and you do too. She lets my hair go and stands. You and your mama need to talk, woman to woman. Work this out. She picks up the pink jug that the hospital let me take home. I'm putting sweet tea in this thing. See if it can sweeten you up. After a week at home, Mom and Mamie finally let me off bed rest. They help me get back in the wheelchair, and I take a slow tour of the trailer. It is sweet freedom to roll down these halls and into the kitchen. My arms are shaking by the time I get there, but I let the kitchen fill me with its yellow glow. It feels like the first time I've breathed since the pneumonia. I'm digging in the fridge for lemons when Mom walks in and leans against the counter. What are you making? Lemon poppy seed scones. Sounds delicious. I wanted something springy, and lemon is Grandpa's favorite. I think they'll be a hit, but you might want to tell him they're biscuits. I don't think he's heard the word scone in his life. Thanks for the info. I shut the fridge hard and the lemon rolls off my lap. Mom sighs and picks them up. Ellie, we need to talk. Then talk. I know I'm being rude, but I don't care. I start sifting the flour and sugar together. You're not going to look at me? I've got work to do. I'm making up a lemon custard in my head, thinking about that for the bake-off, thinking about anything but this conversation. May feels so close, and I need to focus. We came here to help out with your grandpa because that's what families do, but Ellie, she stops my hand from mixing and takes the bowl and kneels down in front of me. You have to understand something. You are my first priority. I have never been so scared in my life as when they called me from the ambulance. You weren't conscious, honey. You were barely breathing. I can't lose you, Ellie. I can't. Now she's crying into my lap like a little kid, which makes me start too, because everything makes me cry these days. I wipe my nose on the dish towel and hand it to her, and she does the same. Something cracks in me, and I know I can't win this. Nobody fights fair when it's family. What about Grandpa? We'll come back in the summer, see how things are. There's no rush to make any decisions about his care yet. I nod into her shoulder. It's not forever, it's just for now. She leans back and we both just sit. If I might interrupt this hallmark moment, Mamie says, coming in from the living room, you have a visitor. Coralie walks in wearing a puffy gold ball gown. She has to turn sideways to get through the door. Let's take this out on the porch, Coralie says after Mom and Mamie leave. Take what out on the porch? This thing between you and me. It's 60 degrees and sunny, and your grandmama already said if we're going to yell, we have to take it outside. She puts her hands on her hips like something out of Gone with the Wind. I'm not going to yell. Fine, it'll just be me then. What do you have to yell about? Come outside and I'll tell you. Out on the porch, the sky is bluer than it's been all winter. And when the breeze shifts, I get the smell of wild onions Mamie's been digging in the garden. Coralie takes a seat on the rocking chair and her skirts fly up like a hula hoop. Look it, we just drove in from the pageant, she says. And I can't believe I forgot that was today. but she doesn't give me even a minute to feel bad about it. And I had a bit of a light bulb moment when I was on stage, and I've come to tell you about it. Are you wearing fake eyelashes? Allie, hush, and yes, let me get this out. I wait. I know this might make you madder at me, or maybe you can't get any madder than you already are. Either way, I'm going to say it anyway. She takes a deep breath, like she's about to sing the anthem again. Allie Cowan, you are not normal. Thanks. Can I go in now? No, let me say my bit, Allie. You are not normal. But I wouldn't want you to be for all the tea in China. And I would have told you that if you hadn't stormed off or if you had answered my texts. She's plucking at the torn seam in the couch and not looking at me. Not a single hair on her head moves in the breeze. It's got that much hairspray in it. I know that, I say at last. You do? Well, of course I do, but you listen to me. I poke a finger into her hoop skirt so she'll look at me. Bert's not the only one who needs to work on his filter. I know, and I'm sorry you got sick. Yeah, me too. I know I should tell her now that Mom is shipping us home. Instead, I say, so did you win? Nah, second. But Sierra didn't even place, so I consider it a victory. Why aren't you dancing a victory dance then? Well, the thing is, Coralie pauses for a minute, and for the first time I realize she looks a little sad, wilted around the edge despite the huge hair. I thought my mama might come today. She said she would when she phoned last week, so I figured there was a 50-50 chance. But then the landlord from our old apartment called Dane today, said she skipped out on the rent, disappeared. Disappeared. We let the word hang there like a deflated balloon. I want Coralie to look at me, but she's picking at the couch cushion like it's her job. I've never had a close enough friend to feel like I let them down until now. I should have remembered the pageant. I wish I could reverse time and be there, so when she looked up in the crowd and didn't see her mom, she'd at least have seen me. Do you know where she went? Nah. She'll turn up though. She always does. The way Coralie says it, all low and slow like Eeyore, I can't tell if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Then she finally looks at me, and I have never seen her so serious in her life. Listen, Allie, that's why I had to come over. She puts a hand on my chair. I don't have a lot of people. Dane, Susie, Bert, and you. That's it. And none of us is what you'd call normal. But you're my family. Something inside me flips over like a pancake, and I know I can't leave her. I'm about to stir up a whole world of trouble, but I can't help myself. I put a hand on Coralie's shiny satiny shoulder and say, my mom's moving us back to Nashville, and you've got to help me stop her. The plan is simple, and it comes together over a three-way call between me, Bert, and Coralie. The next afternoon, I'm out on the porch, shelling peas with Mamie, when they both come around the corner and march up the steps. Bert's got his dad's laptop under his arm. Afternoon, Mrs. Cowan, we're looking for Allie's mom, Coralie says. Today she's wearing a pinstripe skirt and a suit jacket, and her hair is slicked back in a bun. Bert is right behind her in a suit and tie. They look like lawyers. Mamie takes one look at them and winks. I'll just see if I can't find her. When Mom finally comes out and Bert leads her to the rocking couch, she eyes him like he's a Jehovah's Witness. Would you like some water, Miss Cowan? He brought his own and offers her a bottle. No, thank you, I'm just fine, Robert. Allie, what's this all about? I put on my best poker face. I've got no idea, Mom. I can see Mamie and Grandpa watching through the kitchen window. Mamie slides it up slow and easy so they can hear when Bert clears his throat. Miss Cowan, it has been brought to our attention by a source that would like to go unnamed, and I can feel Mom's eyes slide toward me, that you plan to take Ellie home to Nashville. And while we understand your concerns, we would like to ask for the chance to state our case. He pauses and we all wait for Mom to react, but she stays quiet. I let out a little breath I didn't know I was holding. Bert hands Coralie the laptop, and she clicks it open to the PowerPoint. We know Allie's pneumonia took a lot out of both of you, and you worry about her care while she remains in Eufaula. He nudges Coralie, and she clicks the first slide. But if you will take a look at the chart, you will see that the weather here averages 8% less humidity than in Tennessee. Coralie clicks to the next slide, and another chart pops up. This one of the map of the southeast next to the map of the southwest. Bert pulls a laser pointer out of his pocket and points first to Tennessee and then to Oklahoma. And because of the slightly later blooming season, our allergens tend to be a good deal tamer than your typical southeastern region. Mom puts up a hand. Wait, you two know I love you, but this is not about humidity and allergies. This is about Allie's safety. Mom, hear them out. No, Allie, the closest children's hospital is in Tulsa. Did you know that? And what about school? They don't have a proper aid for you. You can't even ride the bus, for heaven's sake. Mom, the school is fine. Riding in the van is fine. And I don't need an aid. I practiced it without yelling, but I can't stop now. You don't understand. I have to stay. Home was so lonely. It's a weak ending, but it's true. A second passes while we stare at each other, and another passes like she swallows and blinks like she's got something in her eye. But you will always have me, honey, Mom says, like it's a question, and I take a breath and then answer it. I know, Mom. How do you tell your own mom she's not enough? Or she is, but you want more than just enough? Luckily, I don't have to, because our ringer comes whistling around the corner. Hutch, Mr. Hutchinson, I say, and wave like this is just a crazy coincidence. Jim, what are you doing here? Mom stands up and tugs at the side of her skirt. Alice. Apparently, sometime between the ambulance and now, Mom and Hutch got to be on a first-name basis. He takes the porch steps 2 at a time. Thankfully, he's changed out of his tracksuit and into his jeans. Bert offers him a bottle of water, and he accepts with a smile. Alice, I've had a chance to get to know your daughter pretty well over the last few months. She is a determined girl, and I've seen what she can achieve when she pushes herself. She's more motivated than half my students in the gym. But pushing herself too hard is what got her sick in the first place. Mom's looking back and forth between all of us, like she can't tell where to aim her argument. I understand that, Alice, but I think I can help if you let me continue working with her. I can show her a few more exercises, gentle ones that can build up her strength. Mom, he's the best PT I've ever had. 3 more months, Coralie pleads. That's all we want. Just let her finish out this semester before you decide. Come on, darling. You know when you're outnumbered, Grandpa shouts through the window. Mom walks to the edge of the porch. She stands there with her back to us. After a minute, when nobody moves, she said, Lord, help me. It's all I need to hear. Woohoo! Coralie yells and spins. Mamie says, That's a girl, and Grandpa slaps the table. Hutch just walks down the steps and nods at all of us and says, I'll see you Monday, Allie. Don't look so disappointed, I say to Bert, who's still standing there with his hands in his pockets. Yeah, what's eating you? Coralie says. He closes the laptop slowly and picks it up. I had 28 more slides. And we'll stop there. And our next chapter is called Test Kitchen. So I'm going to make a prediction. I think Allie is going to spend some time trying to come up with the perfect recipe for the baking contest. So on Seesaw, could some of you send me a message and tell me what your baking recipe would be if you were going to enter a contest? All right. Have a good day, everybody.